Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch Advanced. The 1980 Pennant race is on the air. Today's date is September 11, 1980. We are at the Big A, Anaheim Stadium, for an American League West matchup between the Kansas City Royals and the California Angels. The Royals come into this game a record of 92-48. They lead the American League West. The Angels are 57-81, and they are on pretty much by the rear. The only reason why we have this game is because I want to get one more game with the Royals. This is the final game of the fourth schedule block. From now on, all games that I choose from here will be games that do matter. Let's take a look at the game. Let's take a look at the standings for September 11th. American League East, the New York Yankees have clinched a playoff berth. Their magic number right now is set. Their magic number is 11 to clinch that division. The Baltimore Orioles, their magic number to clinch a playoff spot is 8. They're holding on to second place. I don't see the Detroit Tigers catching them. The Tigers are in third. They have a 7-game lead on the Milwaukee Brewers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Those two teams are running out of time. In the American League West, the Kansas City Royals, they have clinched a playoff berth, and they have pretty much also clinched the American League West. They are the American League West champs. The Oakland Athletics are now in a dogfight with the Texas Rangers for second. The Athletics are only 2 games ahead of the Rangers. Minnesota is still in there. They're at 500, though. They got to get above, but they're only 4.5 games back of Texas. So right now, Oakland, Texas, and Minnesota are all fighting for two playoff spots in the American League West. National League East, only Philadelphia and Montreal will matter. The Phillies, their magic number to clinch the division is 14, and the Montreal Expos are right there. The Mets, Cardinals, Cubs, and Cardinals do not figure at all in the National League East. The National League West has gotten a little bit interesting. The Astros, they have clinched. Their magic number is 6 to clinch the National League West. The Braves, they're holding on to second place. I don't see them giving them up. They only need 4 more wins to get to 82, and they will probably clinch that division. The Cincinnati Reds are back in this, and so are the Dodgers and the Padres. Only 2.5 games separate the Reds, the Dodgers, and the Padres for third in that division. They got to get above 500 yet first. So we still got a race there in the National League West to see if anybody will get a 5 seed. If there is no 5 seed, that means there will be no wild card series in the National League, only up to division series and forward. So that is what we got tonight as we go into September 11th in the pennant race. Brian B., Philip Reynolds, Cutter Historical, and Doug Hunt join us here at Anaheim Stadium. The Royals historically won this game 7-2. They had 10 hits and an error, and the Angels had 4 hits and 3 errors. Kind of an ugly game for them, but we'll see what happens tonight as the Royals trying to just get a win here and finish off a great year. Probably, I'm not sure if this is the last time we'll see the Royals, because at least for the regular season, because now I'm going to start doing games that really do matter. So, but then again, you never know what we might get. Let's get to tonight's game. Starting pitcher for the California Angels tonight is Bob Ferris. Know nothing about him. No wins, 2 losses, no saves, a 5.87 ERA. He only had 3 starts for the Angels that year, probably a September call-up. And we'll see what he brings to the table. We are at Anaheim Stadium. This is a neutral park, but does favor pitchers a little bit. Only 4 home runs on the ballpark. There is a chance to rob one at all 3 walls. No adjustments to anything. So the Royals, they've already clinched the American League West. The Royals are actually chasing the Houston Astros to get home field throughout. Can they do it? Well, let's see what happens tonight. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Royals, left fielder Willie Wilson, 326 average, 3 homers, 49 RBIs, and 80. We're going to use red, white, and black dice. Angels are the home team. Not a bad crowd here in Anaheim Stadium to see the division-leading Royals and the Angels. Let's see what we get an upset tonight. You never know. Ferris, 5-1. Wild pitch. It's a blank. Wilson, 4-1. That's fly to center field. That'll be easily caught by Rick Miller. And Miller will make the catch for out number 1. Next batter is the second baseman, Frank White. 264 average, 7 homers, 60 RBIs. Ferris, 3-4. Error on a booted ball. White, 1-6. And that's going to be... Well, first of all, there are no runners in scoring position, so we got to see first if there's a possible error. You still got to check. 1 to 10, that'll stay in out. That's a 15, and now it's going to be a base hit past second base. There won't be an error because it's going to get past the second baseman, and that'll be a hit for White. So no error on a booted ball as that hit there, and White will get to first, so Ferris could not keep it an out. And here's the designated hitter, Hal McRae. 297 average, 14 homers, 83 RBIs at 80. Infield a double play. White is a 4. He gets the jump. 15 plus 4 is 19. Skaggs a +2 arm, a 1 to 19. He'll be safe, and he will. Matter of fact, it doesn't make a throw, and White will steal second base. Stolen base for White. First stolen base of the game for the Royals. We'll re-roll the strat, and he will stay at second. Ferris, 3-4. Error on a booted ball. McRae, 8-7. And that's going to be a fly out to left field. And grabbing that will be Bob Clark. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Will White take third? A 6-6. And he will... Let's see. Left fielder for the Angels is Clark. He has an arm rating of 4. And White's going to take third base. So he'll deep enough as Clark doesn't have that good an arm. And White will grab third. So now 2 down. And here's the first baseman, Willie Aikens. 278 average, 20 homers, 98 RBIs. I'll tell you right now, this Royals team in the postseason, they are going to be a tough out, especially since I do expanded postseasons. Whoever they play in the division series could be very interesting. Strategy roll, nothing on the 5. Ferris, 7-1. That's a base hit. That's going to be a single pass short. White will come through and score. Aikens puts the Royals up already. It's 1-0. RBI single by Aikens. And now here's the catcher, Darryl Porter. 249 average, 7 homers, 51 RBIs that year. Aikens, he's not doing anything. Ferris, 5-6, strikeout 4. He'll get him, and that'll retire the side. First strikeout for Ferris. He only had 4 Ks in 80. Definitely not a strikeout pitcher, but he was only made 5 appearances. 1 run on 2 hits for the Royals. We go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals tonight is Dennis Leonard. Had a great year. 20 wins, 11 losses, a 3.79 ERA. In 80, we'll see what he has tonight. Leading off for the Halos will be the shortstop, Dickie Thon. 255 average and 15 RBIs that year. How do you not love a guy named Dickie? Leonard, 8-5. That's an error foul grounder at the park. Anaheim, 4-8. And no, that'll be a fly out to left field, easily played by Willie Wilson. And he'll make the catch for the out. That'll bring up the third baseman, Carney Lansford. I put him in the Hall of the Very Good. 261 average, 15 homers, 80 RBIs. Lansford was a very solid player. Leonard, 1-8, walk, 12. And that actually is going to miss. Lansford, 1-5, base hit past first. Lansford will get a single, and that will be the first hit of the game for him. And now the batter is the first baseman, Hall of Famer, and of course, one of the greatest of all time, Rod Carew, 331 average, 3 homers, 59 RBIs. Maybe the best pure contact hitter I ever saw. The only guy, in my opinion, that beats Carew in my eyes is Gwynn. Infield a double play. Lansford did have 14 stolen bases, and he is staying right where he is. Leonard, 3-2, hit by pitch. 15 is going to be too high. Carew, 3-3, base hit past third. That's a single past third base. Lansford will hold it second. And the Angels got something cooking here with 1 out. Here's the designated hitter, Jason Thompson, 317 average, 17 homers, 70 RBIs in 80. Strategy roll, that's a 20, nothing happening there. Thompson is not bunting. Leonard, 6-7. That is a possible home run. And against the righty, Thompson has a 21. And I don't have to go any further than that. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is gone. Home run, Jason Thompson. Stadium cheers. Yay! Three-run bomb by Jason Thompson puts the Angels ahead 3-1. A 6-7 is a straight home run result, and Thompson has an exclamation point there, so there's no adjustment to anything. And it's now 3-1 in favor of the Halos. Halos is trying to get a win, and that's a good start. Still 1 out in the bottom of the first. Here's the right fielder, Dan Ford. 279 average, 7 homers, 26 RBIs. Leonard, 7-3, strikeout, got him. And that will be the first strikeout for Leonard. He had 155 of them that season. 2 outs. And the second baseman, Bobby Grich. Some people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I'm not so sure about that, but I definitely put him in the Hall of Very Good. 271 average, 14 homers, 62 RBIs, and 80. Leonard, 3-2, hit by pitch. 20 is too high. Grich, 4-8. That's a fly to center field. Grabbed there by Amos Otis. And he will grab it and make the catch. 3 runs on 3 hits. A 3-run bomb by Jason Thompson. Angels have a 3-1 lead after 1. Has anybody seen Ben Witz? He still has not shown up. I have not seen him. I hope he's okay. I've not heard anything from Ben Witz. I haven't even seen him in baseball demos. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Royals, we the center fielder, Amos Otis, one of the more underrated players in baseball history. 251 average, 10 homers, 53 RBIs that year. Ferris, 7-2, that's at the park. Anaheim, 7-6, and that's a base hit to right field. Otis will grab a single. He'll head to first. His first hit of the game. Here's the right fielder, Clint Hurdle, 294 average, 10 homers, 60 RBIs, and 80. Infield a double play. Otis was a bit of a thief, but he is not going anywhere. Ferris, 7-3, strikeout, swing and a miss, struck him out. That'll be the second K for Ferris, 1 out. Next batter is the third baseman, Jamie Quirk. George Brett is on the bench. 276 average, 5 homers, 21 RBIs that year. Strategy roll for Otis, and Quirk is not bunting. He's swinging. Ferris, 3-8. That's a base hit. That'll be a single past short. Otis has got decent speed, but he'll hold at second base. So now runners at first and second, as the Royals now got something cooking. And here's the shortstop, UL Washington, 273 average, 6 homers, 53 RBIs that year. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 10. Otis on at second, Quirk on at first. Ferris, 1-6, wild pitch. No, that 18 will just miss. Washington, 8-2, and against the righty, it's a fly ball to right. Handled there by Dan Ford. He'll make the catch for out number 2. And Otis, a 1-1, he'll make third. It's going to be deep enough for Otis to make third and Quirk to take second. So very high and deep. And a 1-1, Quirk will also take second base. So the runners move up on the out. They're now 2 away. And here's Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 1. Ferris trying to get out of the jam here. Top of the second. 3-1 Angels, though. He has a lead. Strategy. Nothing on the 18. Ferris. 4-8. Walk. 9. That'll be too high. Wilson. 3-1. Ground ball to first. Carew says he'll take it to the bag himself, and he will. And they get out of the jam. No runs. 2 hits for the Royals. We go to the bottom of the second. Ferris can pitch to only 19 batters, and Leonard can go to 32. Leading off for the Angels will be the left fielder, Bob Clark. Don't know much about him. 230 average, 5 homers, 23 RBIs in 80. As Joe Rocchino and Clee baseball fans join us here at Anaheim Stadium. Leonard, 8-4 against a righty. That'll be an auto out. It will be a fly to center field. An easy play for Amos Otis. And that's the first out. Here's the center fielder, Rick Miller. 274 average, 2 homers, 38 RBIs that year. Leonard, 1-8 walk, 15 is high. Miller, 5-2, fly to left field. Willie Wilson says he'll grab it. And that'll be out number 2. And here's the catcher, Dave Skaggs. I know the name sounds familiar, but I don't know much about him. 197 average, a homer, 9 RBIs. Skaggs only had 26 games with the Angels that year. Anyone watching the World Baseball Classic? I don't know. I know some people might be. Leonard will go ahead and pitch. Leonard, 5-5. It's a blank. Skaggs, 1-2. Popped out to second base. Frank White says he'll take it. And he will. And that is a much better inning for Leonard. 1, 2, 3, go the Halos. 3-1 after 2. Skaggs is on family as a member of the Oilers. The last Oiler to wear number 8 before Aim Ripken. Really? Now that's trivia for you. On to the third here. Frank White leads off for the Royals. He got a single and stole a base his first time up. Pitch from Ferris. 6-3. That's a base hit. That'll be a hit into right field. White will get his second hit of the ball game, another single. And now here's McCray. McCray is 0 for 1. The Royals have already clinched the American League West. They're trying to chase down the Houston Astros, who are right now 4 wins ahead of them for home field throughout. White on at first, infield set for DP. Strategy roll, that is a 12. White will stay where he is. Ferris, 1-5. Range play 14. That's a 6. Yes. McCray, 5-6. It's a fly ball to right field. Going after that is Dan Ford. His range is a 2. He won't get it. And that's a 5. That's going to be a double. That's going to be a double to right field. It is a range play, so White can only go to third. Could only advance 2 bases on a range play with 2 out, with one less than 2 out. But it's a double for McCray. And now here's Akins. Akins got a base hit his first time up. Professional swearer as a manager. Yeah, he did. I do know that. Infield's going to play in. Runners at second and third. As I said, Royals trying to get closer to the Astros. The Angels are trying to get a win. Strategy roll. And nothing on the 18. Ferris will pitch. Ferris, 7-5. Range play 14. That's another range play. Akins, 4-6. It's a base hit to left field this time. It's a range play for Bob Clark. But his range is a 7. He's the home player. He'll make the catch automatically because a range of 8 will automatically do it. So that's going to be out number 1. So will that bring in White? Aikens has a sacrifice fly roll of 20. I don't have to roll, and White will automatically come in to score. It's 3-2. So he does get the range. So he does get a sacrifice fly. Sacrifice fly to left. And gets the RBI. So the run comes in as Aikens gets it done there. Get that. And now the batter is Porter. Porter is 0 for 1. Now the infield is back. 3-2 now in the top of the third. Strategy for McRae. He will stay put. Ferris. 4-6. Walk. That will be ball 4. He'll walk Porter. That is the first walk given up by Ferris. He had 9 of them that year. It'll bring up Otis. Otis got a single his first time up. Infield back to double play. Strategy coming up. Nothing on the 7. Ferris. 5-4. Walk. 16. That will be too high. Otis. 3-3. Fly ball to center. Easy play from Miller. And that'll be out number 2. Does McRae take third? A 7-1, I believe he does, yes. McRae will take third base. Porter has to stay at first, and there are 2 outs. It was deep enough for McRae to take third. But now 2 away for Hurdle. Hurdle's 0 for 1. 3-2 here in favor of the Halos. Almost totally a meaningless game, but the Royals are trying to get closer to the Astros. Strategy roll, nothing on the 18. Ferris, 3-3. That's an automatic out. It's a grounder to second. Handled easily there by Gritch. He's going to throw to first to get Hurdle. And that'll retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits, a walk, and a sacrifice fly. It's now 3-2. By the way, Chris Davis has started printing again. So now you can purchase Inside Pitch and Inside Pitch Advanced. Okay, and he can print he has started printing. So you can now collect them. You can now order Inside Pitch and Inside Pitch printed, which I will be doing next week, of course, because I have to have every season that he does. XSG2 joins us here at Anaheim Stadium. Top of the order for the Halos. Here's Dickie Thon. He's 0 for 1. Leonard. 6-2. That's a blank. Thon. 6-3. Ground out to short. Handled by Washington. And Washington throws it over for the out. Next batter is Lansford. Lansford got a single his first time up. Pitch from Denny Leonard. 5-7. Strikeout. 18. That's too high. Lansford. 4-8. That's flied to center field. And that will be Otis to get to that. And he puts it away for the second out. And now here's Carew. Carew got a single his first time up. Leonard will pitch. Leonard, 2-6. Strikeout, 17 is high. Carew, a 3-6. And that will be fly to center as well. And Otis will backtrack a bit, but he'll have plenty of room. And that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Halos. 3-2 after 3. On to the fourth. And Jamie Quirk leads off for KCR. And he got a single his first time up. Ferris will deal. 5-6. Strikeout. 11. Got him. Nice strikeout by Ferris. He'll get another K. That will be his third. Third strikeout for Ferris. And now here's Underwriters Laboratories. He's 0 for 1. Ferris. 6-5. Error, foul, grounder at the park. Anaheim. 1-4. And that is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Lansford. His error rating is an 11. That's a 4, and he's making an error. That's going to be an error. He'll just boot the ball, and Washington will be safe at first. So Washington gets the first on an E5. First error on the Angels. They had 3 of them in this game historically. And now Wilson, the batter. Wilson is 0 for 2. Ferris will be tired after Wilson. Infield a double play. Ferris only pitched in 19. But he's actually done a good job here tonight. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 9. Ferris. 4-1. Error on a booted ball. Wilson. 1-5. That's another ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Gritch. Gritch's error rating is a 4. That's a 14. He will not make an error. Will he turn the double play? 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. No, Wilson is an 18. That will be higher than Washington. So that'll be a fielder's choice. 2 down. Wilson, very hard to double up. He has an 18 plus. So a fielder's choice. And now the batter is White. Ferris is tired. They're going to let him pitch. 3-2 halos. Strategy roll. And Wilson is staying put. Ferris. A 4-6. Walk. 12. That'll miss. White. 3-1. And that's a ground ball to short. That'll be taken care of by Thon. Thon will throw to first to get White. And that will do it. No runs, no hits. There was an error, but the Royals couldn't take advantage of it. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. A nice job by Bob Ferris. Jason Thompson leads off for California. He had a 3-run bomb his first time up, the reason why the Angels lead 3-2. Leonard, 3-6 against the lefty. Walk, ball 4. So right now, Leonard having issues with Thompson. Thompson will draw the base on balls. That's the first walk given up by Leonard. He had 75 of them in 80. Here's Ford. Ford is 0 for 1. Infield set for double play. Thompson only had 2 steals, and he's not going anywhere. Leonard, 5-1. Wild pitch. No, the 18 is going to be a blank. Ford, 7-6, and that is a fly to left field. Willie Wilson will come under it and get it. And that's the first out. Gritch is next. Gritch is 0 for 1. Thompson, anything happening there? That is a 1. No, nothing happened. He can only try to steal on a hit and run, and he's not going. Leonard, 4-4 against a righty. Strikeout. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That is going to be the second K for Leonard. And 2 outs. And we'll now bring up Clark. Clark is 0 for 1. Thompson, strategy roll here. And the 15 will stay. We'll keep him where it is. Leonard will deal. Leonard, 2-5. Error on a throw. Clark, 5-3. And that will be. Now, there are no runners in scoring position. A 1-9 will keep that an out. That is a 9. It's still an out. But now, it's still an out. However, that is a ground ball to third. So the ball was hit to Jamie Quirk. And unfortunately for him, his error rating is a 20. And that's going to be an error on a throw. So it's going to be a throwing error. The question is, where would it? It's 2 outs. And what's in my opinion, Thompson is the slower base runner. I would think he throw to second to get him. So the question is, does White, his range is a 4, does he prevent the ball from getting past him? He does not. Now, does Thompson take third? Yes, he does. So Thompson will take third. That goes into the outfield. Clark will take second, and that is an error. So Thompson goes to third, Clark to second. That's going to be an E4. An E5. First error on the Royals. They had an error in the game historically. So even though Dennis Leonard kept it an out, Jamie Quirk could not make the play, threw it away. So now runners at second and third. You gave the Angels an extra out, and here's Miller. Miller is 0 for 1. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Angels lead 3-2. And Leonard thinks he should be out of this inning. Leonard will deal. Leonard, 8-6. It's a blank. Miller, 5-7. And it's a grounder to first. He'll get out of it. That'll be hit to Akins. Akins has got it. He'll take it to the bag himself. And that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits. There was a walk and there was an error. It stays 3-2 after 4. We go to the top of the 5th. Bob Ferris is tired. And leading off for the Royals is Hal McRae. They got a righty and 2 lefties coming up. Ferris is going to pitch to McRae, and the Angels may bring on a lefty after that because then you got 4 of the next 5 lefties. So Ferris will pitch. Ferris, 3-6, walk, 5. He walked him, ball 4, and that will be it for Ferris. So he walks McRae. That's the second walk by Ferris, and Ferris will be yanked. And the next pitcher is Akins, so the Angels will probably bring on a lefty. We are in the middle innings, so let's see what I'm going to bring out. And that is going to be... Coming on to pitch for the Angels is going to be Andy Hassler. 5 wins, 1 loss, 10 saves, a 2.66 ERA. Andy Hassler are going to come in here and pitch. This is still the middle inning, so he has 19. So Ferris actually leaves the W, at least for now. And Hassler will pitch, and he can pitch to 10. So Akins is the batter, as Andy Hassler will bat. No Pete Lecoq. No Pete. Remember, I don't do pinch. Pitchers I can replace throughout a game. I do not do pinch hitters. All right, until the 7th. McRae is on at first. Infield double play. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 7. Plus Akins with 543 at bats. He wouldn't be yanked out anyway. Hassler will pitch. Hassler 6-2. Strikeout 16. That will miss. Akins, 1-2, base hit right field. Will McRae take third? A 2-3, and yeah, he will. McRae will go ahead. He's got the speed. He'll get to third base. And now runners at the corners and no one out. So a single for Akins. And now the batter is Porter. Porter is 0 for 1 with a walk. Just saying was on this team. Yes, he is. Pete Lecoq is on the team. Yes, he is. I'm sorry, there, XST2. I did not understand. My bad. Infield is going to play. Porter does ground and double plays. They're going to play corners in. So hit the second or short, double play chance. Hit the first or third, the play will be at the plate. Strategy roll. That is a 1. Nothing happening. Akins will stay put. Hassler, 3-6. Strikeout. No. Porter, 2-5. That's flied to left field. And Clark will go ahead and get that for out number 1. Porter has a sacrifice fly roll of 14. That's a 5. That will bring in McRae, and we're tied. Stadium groans. So it'll be a sacrifice fly for Porter as McRae will come in. Aiken stays at first. And now the batter is Otis. Otis is 1 for 2. Infield is back to double play, but now we're tied at 3. So the Angels had a 3-1 lead. Couldn't hold it. Hassler will pitch. Strategy roll first, and nothing happening. Hassler, 4-2, walk, 13. No, that's just going to miss. Otis, 1-8. It's a base hit to left field. Akins will 8-7. There could be a play, and no, he will hold. Akins will hold at second base. He will not try to go to third, as Otis gets another hit. And now the batter is Hurdle. Hurdle is 0 for 2. Bob Gibson said he gave up a home run to Cockney. Actually, that's almost like what was it? What was it? I think it was Sparky Anderson who said the same kind of thing about Sandy Koufax. Sparky Anderson said the day I got a hit off of Sandy Koufax was when he knew it was all over. I think Sparky Anderson said that about Koufax. Aikens on at first, Otis on at first, 2 outs. Aikens on second, Otis at first. Top of the 5th, strategy roll. Nothing there for Hurdle. He'll stay put. Hassler, 6-5, strikeout, 11. Got him. He will get Hurdle. Strikeout for Hassler. He had 79 of them in 80, 2 down. And the batter is Quirk. Quirk is 1 for 2 with a single. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 15. Hassler will go ahead and deal. 7-7 against the lefty. That's an auto out. It'll be a ground ball to short, handled by Thon. And Thon's going to throw to first to get Quirk. And that will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. And a sacrifice fly and a walk. The Royals have tied this up. It's tied at 3 tied at 3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Leading off for the Angels will be Dave Skaggs. Skaggs is 0 for 1. Skaggs dominates right-handed pitching, stinks against left-handed pitching. Leonard, 6-7, possible home run. Let's see, against the righties, Skaggs is an 11. No adjustment to Leonard. The 18 is going to be too high. Skaggs. Skaggs, 5-4, and he popped it up. Pop fly ball to short, and UL Washington will make the catch, and that's out number 1. Leonard pitched him a meatball, but Skaggs could not put the tomato sauce or the ricotta cheese on it. 1 down. Next batter is Thon. Thon is 0 for 2. Ball's flying out in Arizona. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in spring training. 27-6. And they actually played the entire game. I would have called that after 6 or 7. That was ridiculous. Spring training, jeez. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. It had a 12-run second inning. Leonard, 3-6 against the righty, strikeout that will miss. Thon, 1-7, double. Thon will smack a double into right field. He'll wind up at second base. And that's his first hit of the game. And now Lansford. Lansford 1 for 2 with a single. Thon on at second. Strategy, and he will stay there. Leonard. 7-8. Walk. 6-4. He'll walk Lansford. Another walk given up by Leonard. That'll be his second. And now runners at first and second for Carew. Carew 1 for 2. Infield once again set for double play. Anything happening on the bases, that's a 20. Carew gets the bunt sign. He says, are you kidding me? Leonard, 5-5. It's a blank. Carew, 3-8. And that will be a fly to right field. He won't get a hit. Fly ball to right. That'll be caught by Hurdle for out number 2 to Ston get third. 7-5. And yeah, he will get third base. It was hit to right field, so Thon gets the third. There are now 2 outs. Here's Thompson. Thompson 1 for 1 with a walk and a bomb. He converted. Well, not really. I actually really, being Jewish myself, I really looked up, and I don't. They said it was more of a rumor than anything else. But Rod Carew, he said he never really did. He said he never really did. Now, how true that is, I don't know. But, you know what I mean? Hey, but being Jewish myself, hey, you want to become part of my religion? I think that's okay, I guess. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 8th. Leonard will deal. Leonard, 2-2, error on a booted ball. Thompson, 1-6. That's powered into center field. That's an 11, and that's going to be a double. That's going to be a double for Thompson. Thon will score. Center fielder is Otis. His error rating is a 7. Does he boot the ball? No, he doesn't. So normal runner advancement. So will Lansford score? Double to center. And that's a 1-1. Yes, he will, I believe. Yes. Lansford will come around. He will score. Thompson will take third on the throw. And the Angels now have a 5-3 lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! 2 RBI double by Jason Thompson. He has all 5 of the Angel RBIs in this game. Yeah, I got that from the Hanukkah song. Yeah, I know. I mean, not everybody can be Jewish. I know. Nobody's perfect, though. Here's Ford. Ford is 0 for 2. Thompson on at third. Leonard now. The Angels now have a 5-3 lead and another RBI hit by Thompson. And strategy rolls still happening. And nothing on the 7. Leonard will pitch. Leonard, 3-4 against a righty. That'll be an auto out. That'll be grounded to short. Handled easily there by Washington. He'll throw it over and retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, and a walk. And the Angels have retaken the lead 5-3 after 5. You knew someone who converted Amish, the kind that is the electricity. You know what? I don't know how they do it, but then again, at one point, electricity did not exist. So I'm pretty sure if we were alive back in that day, I'm pretty sure we would be just fine because we would have been handling it with the technology at that time. We go to the top of the 6th, 5-3 Angels. UL Washington leads off for the Royals. He is 0 for 2. Hassler can pitch to 5 more batters, and he's going to stay out there. Hassler's going to pitch. Why not? The Angels really got none to play for. They're already eliminated. They have 81 losses, so they're already done. So why not? Hassler will pitch. Hassler, 3-5, strikeout. Got him. That'll be another strikeout for Hassler, 1 down. Next batter is Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 3. Pitch from Hassler. 2-4, strikeout. Got him. He gets Wilson. Another strikeout for Hassler, 2 away. And now White. White is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Pitch from Hassler. 5-1, walk. That'll miss. White, a 5-2. It's a base hit. He slaps it past short, and White will get the first. That's his 3rd hit of the game. White is hitting pretty well. And a chance now for McCray. McCray is 1 for 2, doubled and walked. White does have steals, and that's an 8. He will stay where he is. Hassler. Hassler, 1-3, wild pitch. A possible pass ball. Dave Skaggs' pass ball rating is a 6. He will prevent the pass ball. McCray will swing. 8-3. Fly ball left field. Easy play for Clark. Clark will get to it, make the catch, and retire the side. No runs and a hit. Angels holding on to a 5-3 lead. We may see an upset tonight. You never know how the dice will roll. David Vega joins us here at Anaheim Stadium. I highly recommend Amish as you need a roof on the house and best price you can find. True. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bobby Grich leads off for California. He is 0 for 2. Angels have a 5-3 lead in this game. Leonard's had some trouble. Leonard, 1-6 against a righty. There won't be any trouble there. That'll be a fly out to right. Handled easily by Clint Hurdle. And that is out number 1. Next batter is Clark. Clark is 0 for 2, but reached on an error his last time up. Leonard, 3-1, strikeout 10, swing and a miss, struck him out. That'll be the third K for Denny Leonard. 2 outs, and now Miller. Miller is 0 for 2. Pitch from Leonard. Leonard, 7-2, walk. That'll be ball 4. So Leonard can't make an easy inning out of it. That will be a walk. That is the third walk given up by Leonard, and it will bring up Skaggs. Skaggs is 0 for 2. He will bat. We're in the 6th inning. Miller on at first. Strategy rolls is still active. That is a 2. Miller stays where he is. Pitch from Leonard. Leonard, 4-3. That's an automatic out. It's a grounded to first base, handled by Akins. He'll take it to the bag himself. And that retires a side. Nothing across except a walk. 5-3 halos after 6. We go to the top of the 7th. The National League is East versus East and West versus West. No more out-of-division games. What do you mean no more out-of-division games? Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about, oh, yeah. No, all the games are in division, yes, in the National League. That is correct. Top of the 7th, Willie Akins is the batter. Hassler's going to pitch another inning. He can pitch to one more batter before he tires. Hassler, it's lefty on lefty, so they're going to let him pitch. Hassler, 1-2, strikeout. That'll miss. Akins, a 2-5. It's a ground out to short. Thon will grab it. Throws it to first. 1 out. Next batter is Porter. Hassler is tired. He'll bat. He'll pitch. This is 1980, not 2026. Hassler, 8-1. Now that would be a possible strikeout, but that is now a possible home run. Against the lefty, Porter is a 16 with bases empty, +2 is an 18. That's a 5, and that's gone. Kaboom! That ball is high, that ball is deep, and that ball is gone. Home run, Darryl Porter. And that is what I call a fatigue home run, and Hassler is now yanked. Porter only had 7 home runs that year. They don't get a solo bomb here. It's now 5-4. And the batter now is Otis, and Hassler is done. He will be yanked after that. So Otis will bat, and we're going to bring on, let's see, got a righty and a couple of lefties. Let's see who the Angels want to bring on. I think they're going to go ahead. You want to stick with a right? Let's see here. Otis does not hit lefties as well. I think they're going to stay with a lefty. The bullpen for the Angels is serviceable. They're going to stick with a lefty, I think. Coming on to pitch for the Angels will be Dave LaRoche. 3 wins, 5 losses, 4 saves, a 4.08 ERA. Has the most middle innings of lefties right now left in the bullpen. So Dave LaRoche will come on and he will pitch. Hassler, unfortunately, giving up the home run, does not allow him to get a hold. Amos Otis will bat. Otis is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. 1 out. Top of the 7th, now 5-4. LaRoche, 7-3. Walk, of course, ball 4. No, I'm sorry. 7-3. My bad. 7-3 is a strikeout against the lefty. Otis is a 15. That is a 4. My bad. He struck him out. I'm looking at 6-4. That is a 7-4. That is a strikeout. Upon further review, the ball was over the plate. At least I caught it. Now here's Hurdle. Hurdle is 0 for 3. A 5-4 game now here in the top of the 7th. LaRoche, he will pitch. LaRoche, 8-2 against the lefty. That's an auto out. It's a ground ball to third, taken care of by Lansford. Lansford will throw it over and retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit. A solo bomb by Darryl Porter. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. This was the final game of the fourth schedule block. Now I'm choosing games on the fly. Now, we're not at the final week yet where I go ahead and let you guys help me choose games. The final week is when we go ahead and choose them as soon as we're done with ticker. For tomorrow night's game will be September 14th. And looking over the schedule, there's a couple of games that matter. This one probably the biggest one. We're going back to Riverfront Stadium. Yes, you Reds fans, you get another Reds game. The Los Angeles Dodgers will take on the Cincinnati Reds. That is a huge matchup. The Reds right now holding on to a half-game lead on the Dodgers for third. And depending on what 10-minute ticker does tonight, you don't know. But a huge game tomorrow between the Dodgers and the Reds. Jerry Royce will be pitching for the Dodgers, and Paul Moscow will be pitching for the Reds. That is a big matchup as we now get even further into the pennant race, getting closer to the final week. That's tomorrow night, the Dodgers and the Reds here on the network. As now I will choose the games that I really feel they should be played on the board. The Kansas City Royals were the last team in this block that had not been seen. That's why we're doing this game. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Angels lead 5-4. Dickie Thon leads off. Dennis Leonard can still pitch to 5 more batters before he tires. He's going to stay out there. It's a 5-4 game. Leonard, 7-5. Strikeout, 13. That just missed. Thon, 8-1. And that's grounded to second base. And that'll be handled by White. And White throws it over. 1 down. Here's Lansford. Lansford is 1 for 2. Singled and walked. Leonard will pitch. Leonard, 6-7. That is a possible home run against a righty. Leonard has a 12. No adjustment, and that is a 12. And guess what? That is not a possible home run. It is a home run. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep, and that ball is gone. Home run, Carney Lansford. Stadium cheers. Yay! Big time bomb by Carney Lansford now makes it a 6-4 Angel lead. And now the batter is Carew. And he is 1 for 3. And I think that's it I think that's his 6th run he's given up. I don't see him. He's done. Leonard is being yanked. We'll see a new pitcher for the Royals. Still 1 out. They got 2 lefties coming up. So let's see who the Royals are going to bring on to pitch. We're in still the middle innings. You got Twitty and you got Brett. You got Splittorf. I really don't think so. I think you would still go with Patton. Twitty only had 13 appearances. I think you'd probably go with Patton in this case. It's not a save situation, so I wouldn't bring in Quisenberry. I think that would be Patton. Or I'd bring in Twitty. Twitty actually was. Let's see. Twitty or Ken Brett? Ken Brett only had 8 relief appearances. Only pitched 13 innings. Splittorf. In this case, I'm not going to go lefty on lefty. I'm going to go with the pitcher, in my opinion, that would actually be brought out for the middle innings. Coming on to pitch for the Royals will be Marty Patton. 4 wins, no losses, 4 saves, a 3.64 ERA. Leonard's going to leave with the L. And Marty Patton will come on to pitch. He can pitch to 11. So a new pitcher as Marty Patton will pitch to Carew. 6-4 Angels, bottom of the 7th. You were at that game in 1980? Wow, how about that? Patton will pitch. Patton, 6'8", against the lefty. It's a blank. Carew, 5'3", grounder to second base, handled by White. And White will toss it over for the second out. Next batter is Thompson. Thompson is 2 for 2, doubled and hit a bomb. He's got 5 of the 6 RBIs for the Angels tonight. Patton, 1-1, pitcher result. That's a 12. Wow, that just missed. It's a blank against the lefty. Thompson, 7-1, and against the righty, it's a base hit. Thompson gets a single now. He's a triple short of the cycle. I don't think he's going to get another at bat, though. So Thompson gets another hit. The batter now is Ford. Ford is 0 for 3. He'll bat. So 2 men out. 6-4 Halos. Strategy roll is still active. Nothing on the 3. Patton, 8-6. Hit by pitch. 4. Let's see. -4. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Yeah, he hit Ford. Plunk. Ouch. So Marty Patton hits Ford. Runners at first and second now. First hit batter of the game. And now it'll bring up Gritch. Gritch is 0 for 3. 2 men out. Bottom of the 7. 6-4 Halos. Marty Patton in relief for Leonard, and he's in some trouble. Strategy roll, nothing on the 5. Patton, 5-1. And that is a possible home run. Against the righty, Gritch is a 15. But with runners on base, -7. So that's going to turn him into an 8. And the 16 will be too high. Gritch, 7-4. He'll hit a deep fly ball to right field. Going after that is Clint Hurdle. He's at the track. He is near the wall. He will pull it down. And that'll retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits and a hit batter. A solo bomb by Carney Lansford. 6-4 Halos after 7. We go to the 8th. Jamie Quirk leads off for the Royals. He'll bat. LaRoche, he'll stay out there. Why not? LaRoche will continue to pitch. And he could pitch to 8. I don't think I put him in there, did I? So let's see here. LaRoche against the Halos. Yeah, so he struck out there. And so he can still pitch to 8. Okay. LaRoche will pitch. LaRoche, 3-7, strikeout 8. He got Quirk. That'll be a K for LaRoche, 1 down. And now here's Washington. Washington is 0 for 3. LaRoche, it will go deal. 1-6 against the switch right. That's a blank. Washington, 5-7. Fly ball to center. Miller will come in and grab it. And that is out number 2. And here's Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 4, looking for his first hit. The Royals historically won this game 7-2. Looks like the Angels are going to get that upset. LaRoche, 5-4, strikeout 4, swing and a miss. Struck him out, side retired. What a job by the Angels tonight. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Patton can still pitch to 7 more batters. And Bob Clark leads off for the Angels. He is 0 for 3, but did reach on an error. They're going to let him bat. Angels will be, Patton will deal. Patton, 3-4, range play 13, yes. Clark, 6-1, grounder right back to Patton. His range is a 2, and it'll be a base hit. So Clark will go ahead and hit that right back to Patton, but no chance for a range play. And Clark will get there on a base hit. Next up is Miller. Miller is 0 for 2 with a walk. Infield double play. Strategy rolls are still active. Nothing on the 9. Patton will deal. Patton, 2-6 against the lefty. It's a blank. Miller, 6-6. And against that's going to be a line out to second base. That's a 2. That's a line drive to second. The throw to first is... got him. Doubled him off. Double play. That is a 2. A 1-6 is a double play. Second to first. And Clark is doubled off. 2 down. An L4-3 double play. So 2 men down. The batter now is Skaggs. Skaggs will bat. Skaggs is 0 for 3. Patton will pitch. Patton, 2-8 against a righty. Strikeout. He'll get Skaggs, and that'll retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Halos. They have a 6-4 lead after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Top of the 9th, Angels lead 6-4. Frank White, the leadoff batter. Angels going to the bullpen. They'll bring out the closer. And I believe that is clear. I believe that is going to be clear. S9, yes. Coming on to pitch for the Angels will be Mark Crystal Clear. 11 wins, 11 losses, 9 saves, a 3.30 ERA. The Roche does get a hold. And Clear going for the save. So Mark Clear will pitch to White here in the top of the 9th. Angels lead 6-4 in a pretty good baseball game tonight. Clear, 2-6, strikeout, got White. That'll be a strikeout for Clear. He had 105 of them that year in 80. And now McRae. McRae is 1 for 3, doubled and walked. Clear will go ahead and deal. Clear, 4-7. That's an automatic out. It's a fly to left field. Going back for that is Clark. He'll make the catch. 2 down. And the last chance for the Royals is Willie Aikens. I have the MLB Ballpark app, by the way, Brian B. I do have the app. Because I go to Marlins and Mets games down here, and of course I've been to a number of ballparks, so I do have the app. You are right; it is an excellent app. Clear will pitch to Aikens. He is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. The fans here at Anaheim hoping for a big time pitch. This would be a nice win for the Angels to beat the division winners. Clear will go ahead and pitch. Clear. 2-6, strikeout 7, swing and a miss. Strikeout. That's your game. Angels will upset the Royals tonight, 6-4. Stadium cheers. Yay! Nice win for the Angels to beat the Royals. It does hurt the Royals a little bit because they are chasing the Astros for home field throughout. And they got to be careful because the Yankees are still behind them for a chance to get home field throughout the American League. So that's a tough loss for the Royals tonight as the Angels will come away with the win. Final line score coming up. For the Angels, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For the Royals, 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The winning pitcher is Bob Ferris. He's going to wind up with the win. Dennis Leonard will take a loss. Dave LaRoche will get a hold. Mark Clear picks up a save. So a big victory night for the Angels tonight. A pretty good game here at Anaheim Stadium, but we're not done. A big 10-minute ticker is next. That was a nice little Friday night game. Nothing really too much. Usually Friday night games are crazy, but this one wasn't too bad. This one wasn't too bad for a Friday night. Sometimes they get crazy Friday night games, and this one was just a good ball, just a good. Sometimes I do like a good, I don't mind crazy games, but sometimes you just want to roll just a nice, easy baseball game. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Angels will get the win on the Royals. Let's see how the rest of the majors does tonight. September 11th, Yankees at Boston. Yankees 1532, that's 4. Red Sox 1241, that is 5. That's a win for the Red Sox. Baltimore at Toronto. The Blue Jays are pretty much done. Baltimore is still hoping they can catch the Yankees. Orioles 1715, and that is 3. Blue Jays 251, that is 4, and that'll be a win for the Jays. Cubs and the Expos. Cubs 766, that's 9. Expos 942, that'll be 4. Win for the Cubs. Phillies and the Mets. Phillies 1323, that's 3. Mets 622, that's 2, and the Phillies get the win. Pirates and the Cardinals. Pirates 1042, that is 4. Cardinals 1243, that is 5. A win for the Redbirds. September 12th, Yankees at Boston. Yankees 1651, that's 6. Red Sox 346, that's 4. Win for the Yanks. Texas at California. Rangers need the wins. Rangers 2653, and that will be 8. Angels 1165, that is 9. Wow. Angels beat the Rangers. Minnesota at the White Sox. Minnesota needs wins. Twins 144, that's 3. White Sox 1124, that is also 3, and they're going to extras. Minnesota rolls a 1, plus 1 is 2. White Sox roll a 3, plus 2 is 5. That's a tough loss for the Twins, and the Twins are now back to under 500. Detroit at Cleveland. Tigers pretty much should wrap up third place and get into the playoffs. They got to get above 500, though. They still got a few games to win. Detroit 1664, that is 9. Indians 21-23, and that is 4. That's a good start for the Tigers. Kansas City at Oakland. Big series there. More for the Athletics. Royals 1051, that'll be 5. Athletics 835, that is 4. That's a win for the Royals. Milwaukee at Seattle. Brewers 12-12, that's 0. Mariners 0-12, that's 0. Nobody wanted to win that game. We'll go to extras. Milwaukee rolls a 3, minus 4 is -1. Seattle rolls a 2, minus 1 is 1. And believe it or not, the Mariners will win it. Baltimore at Toronto. Baltimore 1746, and that's 6 runs. Blue Jays 5-12, that is 0. A win for the O's. Padres and the Braves. Important game for both. Padres 345, that's 4. Braves 862, that is 7. A win for the Bravos. Dodgers and the Reds. Very important game here. Dodgers 13-12, that is 1. Reds 155, that is 4. That game belongs to the Reds. Giants and the Astros. Giants 451, that will be 4. Astros 423, and that is 2. That's a win for the Giants. Pirates and the Expos. Pirates 465, that's 7. Expos 955, that is 6. A win for the Pirates. Cubs and the Mets. Cubs 753, that's 5. Mets 1113, that is 1. A win for the Cubs. Cardinals and the Phillies in a doubleheader. Cardinals 14-34, that's 4. Phillies 10-24, that is 3. And the Redbirds will win the first. Cardinals 12-42, that's 5. Phillies 8-52, that is also 5. And they're going to extras. Cardinals roll a 4. -4 is 0. Phillies roll a 3 and +0, and they will split the twin bill. September 13th, Yankees at Boston. Yankees 19-34. That's 5 runs. Red Sox 8-13, and that will be 1 run a win for the Yanks. Rangers and the Angels. Rangers 14-65, that's 9. Halos 12-32, and that's 4. That'll be a win for the Rangers. Minnesota and the White Sox. Twins 8-34, and that's 3. White Sox 9-24, that is also 3, and they're going to extras. Twins need this game more than the White Sox do. Minnesota rolls a 4, +1 is 5. White Sox roll a 5, +2 is 7, and the White Sox will give the Twins another loss. Detroit at Cleveland. Tigers 19-22, that's 4. Indians 14-51, and that is 6. That's a win for the Indians. Kansas City at Oakland. Royals 14-46, that's 6. Athletics 351, that's 4. A win for the Royals. Milwaukee at Seattle. Brewers 28-51, that's 8. Mariners 665, that's 8, and they're going to extras. Milwaukee rolls a 2, -4 is -2. Seattle rolls a 1, -1 is 0, and the Mariners will get the win. Baltimore at Toronto. Orioles 12-51, and that is 6. Blue Jays 243, that is 3, and the Blue Jays are pretty much done. Padres and the Braves. Padres 846, that is 5. Braves 743, and that is 4. Another win for the Friars. They're not going away. Dodgers and the Reds. Reds, a win here will get them to 2 games under 500. Dodgers now trying to hold on to third, at least for now. Dodgers 552, and that is 5. Reds 714, that is 1, and the Dodgers will get that game back. Giants and the Astros. Giants 142, and that's 3. Astros 155, that is 5. Another win for the Stros. Pirates and the Expos. Pirates 444, that's 4. Expos 941, that is also 4, and they're going to extras. Pirates roll a 4 +0. Expos roll a 1 +0. Raise the Jolly Roger. Cubs and the Mets. Cubs 12-24, that's 3. Mets 11-43, that is 5. And my Mets will have a happy recap. Cardinals and the Phillies. Cardinals 333, that is 3. Phillies 12-24, that is also 3, and they're going to extras as well. Cardinals roll a 3, -4 is -1. Phillies roll a 2 and +0, and the Phillies will get that win. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be September 14th. Los Angeles Dodgers at Cincinnati Reds. Jerry Royce for the Dodgers, Paul Moscow for the Reds. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Angels go ahead and upset the Royals. Well, somebody called it in the chat, and they got it. Angels win it tonight, 6-4. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.